also got hot testing. They were actually started and run through various load conditions on test machines. During hot testing, technicians monitored performance things like power output, oil pressure, and emissions. Computerized systems checked for unusual sounds or vibrations. This two-part testing approach caught problems before engines were installed. This greatly reduced the chance of problems in customer vehicles. As engines were being completed, chassis assembly was taking place elsewhere in the factory. This work demanded physical strength and technical skill as workers fitted suspension components, brake systems, and steering mechanisms. The marriage of chassis and body was a critical moment in the assembly process. In offices adjacent to the factory floor, engineers were working with the first generation of computer-aided design systems to draw all the components of the car in electronic form. This digitalization was where the biggest advances would be made in coming decades, allowing for better development and improvement of future car generations. Many people might be surprised to learn just how much automation was already being used in car manufacturing back in the late 1980s. Automated assembly lines were playing a growing role in the production process, especially in areas requiring strength, precision, and repeatability. Industrial robots handled tasks like installing underbody shielding, positioning and securing both front and rear axles, and even mounting the entire engine and transmission unit into the chassis. While much of the assembly line still relied on human hands, the integration of robotics marked a major step toward modern high-tech car production. You can see this blend of human craftsmanship and emerging technology throughout the Wolfsburg factory. As assembly progressed, components like the distinctive front grille were installed. The Golf's grille featured black plastic horizontal slats, integrated cleanly between the headlights to give the front a sharp, functional look that would become iconic. Each addition brought the vehicle closer to completion. Eventually, each car received its first fill of petrol and was started for the first time. The distinctive purr of the engine signaled the transition from assembly project to functional automobile. Final quality control was designed to ensure that every vehicle leaving the factory met Volkswagen standards. It was the last checkpoint before a car was sent to dealers, so any errors caught here were vital to maintaining brand reputation. Workers visually examined the entire car exterior for paint imperfections, panel gaps and alignment, trim and badge positioning, and proper assembly of mirrors, lights, and handles. Interior inspections were equally thorough, covering seat and dashboard fitting, material defects or stitching issues, and switch and control layout consistency. Engine and control functions were tested from the driver's position, checking that everything operated as designed. In 1989, women made up a relatively small percentage of factory floor workers in the automotive industry, including at Volkswagen. Women were more commonly employed in quality control and inspection roles, where attention to detail was paramount. Many adjustments had to be made to fully assembled cars, such as headlight alignment, a critical safety feature that required precise calibration. The workplace culture at the time was still largely male-oriented, with limited accommodations for female workers in locker rooms, uniforms, and work schedules. This would gradually change in the coming decades as automotive manufacturing became more inclusive. Quality control teams included trained inspectors and line workers with specialized roles. Some were rotated from earlier stages of production for cross-checking, bringing their specific knowledge to the inspection process. Volkswagen began introducing internal quality circles in the late 1980s, inspired partly by Japanese practices, where workers suggested improvements in quality and efficiency. This was an early form of the continuous improvement philosophy that would later become standard. Pay at Volkswagen factories was competitive compared to other jobs in Germany. Factory work at Volkswagen was generally well compensated for blue-collar workers, with regular pay reviews negotiated between the union and the company. This contributed to worker loyalty, and the multi-generational employment that characterized Volkswagen's workforce. After passing through the factory quality checks, cars were taken to a test track near the production hall. This test drive was the final verification that the vehicle met all performance and safety standards before being sent to dealerships. While many cars underwent thorough static checks like engine testing, brake system verification, and electrical inspections, the test drive evaluated real-world performance and handling. Beyond this visible production process, Volkswagen operated sophisticated crash test facilities at their headquarters in Wolfsburg. These test centers included long crash tracks, where vehicles could be accelerated using hydraulic or cable-driven systems and then impacted into solid barriers or other vehicles under tightly controlled